Hello! In this video, I'm gonna show you how to install Windows off of a USB drive on your DELL Latitude 5420. So this video is gonna be mainly for those that don't have access to their system right now because it's either corrupted, you don't have any system, you don't remember the password and cannot restore it, or you just want to install a fresh copy for whatever reason, then feel free to do that. But if you want to just factory reset your laptop, then I think it'll be better for you to watch a video on how to factory reset it, because it'll be a simpler and just safer thing to do. Although if you follow all the steps that I'm gonna show you in this video, then you probably won't have any problems, but make sure that you follow everything. And before we begin, you need to know that if you cannot access system on your laptop right now, you can see I can, but if you can't, then you should get access to any other Windows device. We'll need that to create a USB bootable drive, and also you need a USB drive that's at least 16 gigabytes to make the bootable drive, off of which we're gonna boot in a moment. So let's begin with creating the drive. So now you should work on the device that actually works. And by the way, if you already have Drive, or if you've bought it from Microsoft or from whoever, then you can skip to the process when I'm booting from the USB drive. But for those that don't have the drive, first of all, go to a browser and search for Windows 11 ISO. So that's what you should type in the browser. Just like that, and then find download Windows 11 and make sure you go to Microsoft.com website, not any other different weird websites. Then scroll down to download Windows 11 disk image ISO and select the multi-edition ISO and click on download now. Then select the product language, click on confirm, and click on 64-bit download. This will take a moment because it's a pretty big file, but in the process we need to also get to a website called Rufus.ie. And on this website we'll download the tool that will make our USB drive bootable. So you should scroll down to download section. Then most probably you'll need the first version. If it won't work on your PC, then probably some other ones. Yeah, but if you know like which platform you have, it applies to the platform you're using right now to create the USB bootable drive, not to your DELL Latitude 5420, by the way. So if it's like extremely old, if the device you're working on right now is extremely old, then you may want to get the Windows x86, but in most cases x64 should be just fine. And let's open that file now. I'm just gonna click on yes, then click on yes, and plug in your USB drive to any of the ports in the device you're working on. It should appear right here in the device list. If you have several devices here and you don't know which one to choose, it's better to unplug the other devices besides the USB drive you want to create, you want to make bootable, because it will erase all the data on your USB drive. So please make sure that you're selecting the right one. And now we're just gonna wait until the file downloads. So I'm gonna get back to you when that process is finished. And now the ISO was downloaded, so we can go ahead and open the Rufus tool, and as I said, click on select, then select the Windows 11 ISO. It'll head you to downloads folder, but if you have it in a different one, then you need to locate it yourself. Then wait a moment until it scans the image, and in a moment we're gonna click on start. Okay, now we can click on start. Just don't change anything here, it's not needed. I'm gonna remove the unselect the removing requirements because I don't really need that. Then click on OK. OK again, and wait until it creates the drive. This status bar, when it's done, should turn all green and say ready. And now you can see it says ready, so we can close out of that, and we're gonna move on onto the DELL Latitude 5420, which we're gonna install system on. So if you're working on a different device, you should plug your USB drive into your DELL right now, and then if your DELL is currently on, shut it down. So shut it down either through the system or by pressing and holding on the power button until both the light on the display and the power button goes off. This is called a forced shutdown. And I'm just gonna wait for additional 15 to 20 seconds to make fully sure that it's off, and make sure that the USB drive is plugged in. Then after waiting several seconds, press on the power button shortly, and immediately after releasing it, start repeatedly pressing on the F12 key on your keyboard. This will open one-time boot menu from which we'll be able to select the USB drive. When it says preparing one-time boot menu, you can release the F12 key and wait a moment. Now, I know it's a bit overexposed, I'm gonna fix that in a moment, but on the left side, in UEFI boot devices, you can simply find your USB. In my case, it says UEFI generic USB 3.0 SEER W and some number, so I'm gonna select that. If there are two on the list, just select the one that's on the top and wait until it boots into the Windows 11 setup screen. Now we're here, I'm just gonna fix the exposure. I think that you can see everything now. By the way, the touchpad works, which is quite uncommon. On this laptop, it fortunately works, so we can simply use that to configure everything and select the language. Of course, there's only one. The time and currency format, you can also change it, but it's not that important. The keyboard or input method may be a bit important to if you have like a non-English layout. Then click on next and select install Windows 11 and agree that everything will be deleted. Click on next. And now in a moment we need to just accept the license terms. Now if it finds disks, you will most probably have disk 0 and disk 1. If you have more, then you can see I have like disk 0 and disk 1, and both of them have several partitions. And if you want to make sure that you will be working on the appropriate disk, then you should just sum up the total size of all the partitions of one disk, and see if it's like around the size of your internal disk. So you can see that the disk 1 is around 64 gigabytes, which is my external drive, and I'm not gonna install Windows on it because I'm installing Windows off of it. And the disk 0, if I sum it up, it'll be around 256 gigabytes. Of course, not exactly, but it doesn't really matter. What we need to do is select each of the partitions. Then, once it's selected, click on Delete Partition. And do that only on the drive you're installing Windows on, so most probably disk 0. And I'm just gonna do that until all the partitions are gone and until it only says disk 0 unallocated space. And now you can see that it's all deleted, and I can just click on next or enter, I guess. But make sure that before you click on next, the correct disk is selected. It's highlighted as blue. And now just click on install right here and wait until it installs Windows 11. Most probably your device will restart like 3 or 4 times. So I'm gonna show you the whole process. So actually it was a bit faster than I expected. Now all we need to do is set up our laptop, and then there are going to be some essential updates. So it's important to connect to Wi-Fi, because without it, it'll be pretty hard to install these updates later. Of course you can do that, but I think it's best to do it through the setup. So first select the country or region, click on yes, then select the keyboard layout or input method. I think I have the US one. Then click on yes. If you want to add another one, then you can do that. No, I didn't mean to add a second language. I'm just gonna skip it. And now connect to a network. So I'm gonna select this one and enter its password. And now once it's connected, it'll let you click on next. Yes, it does. And now it'll start checking for updates. I'm gonna show you the whole process. Probably it'll find some, and most probably it'll restart your laptop. You just don't need to do anything. Actually, you shouldn't. Also, make sure that your laptop is plugged into power all the time, because if it discharges during this process, then you may break something and you may need to redo all the stuff. Of course, like from the process of booting from the USB. The USB will be fine, so you don't need to redo the USB drive. You just need to redo the installation process if something breaks because you don't have your power plugged in. Okay, so now once it's restarted, you can rename your device, but I'm gonna skip it because it takes unnecessary time and it requires me to restart the device. Now most probably you'll also see the license agreement, so let's wait until then. Okay, so actually there was no license agreement now. It asks you if you want to set up for personal use or for work or school, and most probably you'd like to set it up for personal use. Even if the purpose of using your laptop is work or school, you need to set it up for personal use if you own this device. For work or school, should be only set up if you are planning on logging in with the special organization's work or school's email and Microsoft account, and if you want that device to be controlled by the organization. So most probably you'd select the personal use in most cases. And now it starts checking for Windows updates again, and this process will take longer than the previous one, and it's also very important for the drivers. So let's wait until it gets done. And this update process did indeed take a lot of time, and now all we need to do is sign into the Microsoft account. Of course, if you really want to skip it, then you can now watch a video on how to set up your Dell without the Microsoft account. I have recorded this video on our channel, so you can go ahead and watch that. But I'm just gonna simply enter the email. Then the password as well. And now you can also set up the face unlock or fingerprint. I'm gonna skip it for now. Then create a PIN so you can log in with that. If you want, you can include letters and symbols, but I'm gonna make it only numerical, so I don't care about that. Now there are things like letting Microsoft and apps use your location. You can agree or disagree, it's up to you, and I highly recommend actually reading everything and deciding on your own. Now it asks you if you want to, if this screen shows, not always it shows, but if it does, it means that it asks you if you want to restore your backup from another device that was signed in to the same Microsoft account. If you do want to restore it, click on continue, but you can also scroll down, click on more options, and either select a different backup or click on set up as a new PC, which I'm gonna do to make this process quicker. Now there are gonna be some finishing steps like agreeing or disagreeing to some subscriptions and stuff. So let's see that. Okay, I'm not gonna customize my experience because it actually doesn't do anything besides customizing your ads. Then I'm gonna skip connecting my phone to my PC. If you really want to do it, you can do it, or do it later in settings as well. Then I guess you can either click on next to have backup enabled, or click on save files to this PC so it will not back up. Then you can also import browser data, but I'm not gonna do it. And I'm gonna decline Microsoft 365 and decline Microsoft 365 Basic because both of them are paid. I'm just gonna click on next when it says that I can use Microsoft 365 free features only. Then I think it's all finished and your computer is set up. Afterwards, I'd also highly recommend going to settings, then Windows Update, and checking for updates, then installing all of them, because it'll also make your computer run good enough. And that's all in this video. I hope that was helpful. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you next time.